What's going on? Welcome to the first episode of Fight Geek Podcast. I'm Kyle.
I'm Matt. What is good, boys? Welcome to the first episode. It's been a long time coming, but finally we decided. We got our mics, we got our camera, we got our laptop, all that goodies, and we're ready to talk about some MMA.
Yeah, so everything MMA, UFC, sometimes boxing. We're going to touch up on just absolutely everything. Everything MMA. We're going to be the number one MMA podcast in the world. So.
Yep, you heard it. Also, if you are here, you're most likely from either our TikTok or Instagram. So, what is up? This is our face reveal.
Yes,
we might do like a separate TikTok for it, but this is our face reveal.
I'm Gibby MMA.
Bihei MMA. This is us. And yeah, we're hyped to talk about some MMA and grow the channel, grow the TikToks, and see what the future holds for this.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I think we should start off with UFC 271.
Why
it
not?
Is next weekend.
Next Saturday?
Yep.
Already? Next week. Like
It's coming up quick.
A week from today?
Years flying by already, but
Damn.
we're here with UFC 271.
Adasanya
We have
versus Whitaker, 2. Let us know who y'all got.
we have 5 fights on the main card, which is pretty usual.
As per usual.
Bobby Green versus Nazrat. Haqparst. Not sure how to pronounce it. It's a lightweight bout. I'm not seeing any rankings for this.
Yeah,
Isn't even odds on the fighter. So
guys, we're gonna keep it a buck with you. We don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
I've heard of Bobby Green though. Listen,
yeah, I've heard of Bobby Green. You can call us casuals. We don't care because
I think
Be
we're
honest.
learning. We're starting this podcast. We're gonna learn more and more about each and every fighter, and we're
Exactly.
gonna watch every fight. So for this one, I'm gonna say Bobby Green, but
I'm also gonna go with Bobby Green
I
just
just
because
don't know.
he seems like
Like if I had a parlay, I'd go Bobby Green, but I really
exactly.
can't tell you. Next fight, Phillips versus Marcelo Rojo. Not sure if I said
Marcelo
that right.
Rojo looks like Kyler is the favorite by a
Oh,
pretty decent amount.
I actually do know who Kyler Phillips is. Dude's a beast.
kind of reminds me of like Clay Guida just because of the hair.
Yeah,
I don't know
really.
why.
He'd be burping between the
But-
rounds.
I guess I'll just take the favorite in Kyler.
Yeah, I'm going with Kyler
Bantamweight. I mean,
because I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know him that well. Probably watched him fight like one time.
next fight, kind of interesting. Jared Cannonier versus Derek Brunson. Looks like Derek Brunson's actually not favorited.
Really, yeah, that's a tough one because I don't think Derek Brunson has lost with the blonde hair. I really don't.
That is true.
I
That is true.
think he's lost with the blonde hair. So for that one, I'm going with the underdog here. I'm gonna go Derek Brunson only because
Derek Brunson.
I feel he gets the submission. You know, I think he can out wrestle everyone but Adesanya, and
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think he's gonna beat up.
And do you want to know what I also
Jared
saw? See how that's like a middleweight bout?
Yeah.
Someone was like, I like how they have a like contender fight for middleweight under the title fight for middleweight.
Yeah.
So like you get to see like 2 fights of the division. And then next up, this is kind of a surprise: Derek Lewis versus Tai Tui Vasa.
This, I don't know who's gonna win. 2 of my favorite fighters from the heavyweight division, man. If there's anyone who deserves to be champ, it's these 2 guys right here. You got Tui Vasa, does the shoey after every win.
Yep.
You got Derek Brunson. That dude, he's just got to be the most unintentional, funny dude in MMA.
And you told me this a few weeks ago. Derek Lewis has been so active. I mean, he
Oh
just
my-
fought in what, December
Dude,
when
he's
we were
fighting,
watching
I
that
think he's fighting every other
knockout in
I
December.
think he fights every other card. Like,
Yeah,
honestly, wait, who's the favorite for this one?
Derek Lewis. Because
Ooh.
I'm
not surprised.
I think Ty is low in the rankings, but
He is because no one really knew him until Nelk came about. I'm not gonna
let's
lie.
see. So this is heavyweight bout. How do you think this plays in with like the for title shot?
Winner
faces.
winner gets title for sure. Or you can go out on a stretch and say winner gets John Jones.
I did see some John Jones Stipe talk, so
I just saw that as
for
well.
intern.
And it looks like John Jones is finally actually wanting to accept that fight. Before, he said that he only wanted the title fight, but now he just recently tweeted out. See the tweet on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put that up.
He said something along the lines of who wants to see the greatest fighter of all time versus like the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Oh yeah, I
So-
saw that.
So,
I saw that. I was
and
like,
he's clearly calling out Stipe because Francis is good and all, but he's not the GOAT yet. So
yeah, not yet, but
for this
it's gonna
fight,
be a good matchup.
my prediction, I don't know. I honestly want to say Derek Lewis. I think I don't know. I just feel like Derek Lewis gets it done. I don't know if Tui Vasa is ready.
Not yet, at least.
For another hitter like Derek Lewis, I mean.
Tui's still on the come up, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's irrelevant, but I think he just entered the rankings in his last fight when he knocked out,
So
I don't even remember who he
I'm going to go Derek Lewis, but I wouldn't be surprised. This is just going to be a war. Hopefully it's not another Francis Ngannou versus Derek Lewis, because that was horrible. They just stared at each other. So, Derek Lewis, final prediction.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Maybe, probably a knockout, right?
No way, it's not a knockout.
Definitely a
They
knockout.
probably like a combined knockout of like 50. Final? What's your final prediction?
Final? I'm going to go Derek Lewis KO.
Okay.
I don't think Tui's ready.
Final fight on the main card. Adasanya versus Whitaker 2. Two of my favorite fighters, honestly. You're going to hear me say that a lot, but...
It's one of these ones
what can
where
I say?
you really don't want to see a loser.
Like,
you know
how
what I
could
mean?
you not like someone like Adesanya who puts on the most beautiful striking clinic? The way he sets up his leg kicks, the way he does just everything inside that octagon is truly amazing. And then you got Rob, probably one of the more entertaining fighters. He's got that 1-2 head kick, which will put you out. And I don't know who's going to win this one. I really don't.
But obviously,
We'll check.
Izzy's coming off of Marvin Vettori, the win. That was in June, I believe.
Oh, wait a minute.
Remember that?
I think Rob actually beat Darren Till.
Okay. So Izzy's coming up. It was pretty impressive against Vettori. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he was spanking the man. Remember
Yeah,
that?
that was absolutely a striking clinic. And I don't know if you guys saw. We'll put up the clip. Marvin Vettori at the end of the fight goes up to Adesanya, and instead of showing him respect, he goes, "I thought I won that fight." And you just see Adesanya laugh in his face. Which, if you're any type of UFC fan, you know that he did not win that fight. So I'm trying to see here.
Yeah, pull up some stats on.
I want to see
Rob.
who Rob beat since his last.
So I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what the last card Rob was on. I know it was actually kind of recent, like end of 2021. But I'm not like 100% sure, to be honest.
Oh, so his last. He's been fighting.
He has.
All right, so his last 3 fights. What was this? UFC Fight Night, Whitaker vs. Gastelum, April 17th, 2021.
Okay.
He won in a 5-round
won.
slugfest, decision unanimous. He then fought Jared Cannonier, who was fighting on this card, at UFC 254, and he won via decision. And then he fought Darren Till, which is actually I said Rob might have been my favorite fighter, but Darren Till's my all-time favorite fighter, and he beat him in a unanimous decision, so I remember that fight. So he's fought 3 times since he last fought.
Is he?
So
Damn.
and he's won them all.
But God damn.
I think I'll have to put up the clip. Rob also said that Jan Blachowicz actually showed the blueprint to beat Adesanya, which...
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I just don't think that's really true. I think what you saw in that fight was big bro beating on little bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Izzy should have probably never even went up.
without gaining weight. Like, John Jones, you see he's going up to heavyweight. He's put on all this weight, and Izzy just waiting at the bare minimum in order to fight at light heavyweight. So
what are you thinking for final predictions?
my final prediction for that fight is going to have to go Rob Whitaker. I think it's going to be a 5-round slugfest, and the judges give him a split decision win. That's what I see there.
Okay. I'm honestly going to go opposite. I'm going to go full 5 rounds, but I'm going to go decision to Izzy.
Okay.
I don't think he can be beaten in that division, to be honest. That's just my opinion, but...
Yeah, I mean, he does look unbeatable. The way he sets up everything, and if he doesn't want to knock you out, he won't have to. He'll just take you to 5 rounds like you saw with Vettori. So I can see why people are thinking Adesanya is going to win, but I like rooting for the underdog. So
Yeah, that's fair. Should be a great night. So that's the UFC 271 wrap-up. Let us know in the comments who you got, favorite fight, all that kind of good stuff.
WRL predictions, let us know.
WRL
pretty much decided the same except for the last fight. I mean, if I'm being honest, Adesanya's probably going to win that one, but I just hope Rob.
Yeah.
And, it's good to see an upset every once in a while. But,
yeah, either way, like I said, you hate to see a loser in those kind of fights, you know what I mean? They're both good fighters. But this actually leads me to something that I was talking about a few weeks ago. Remember when I told you we had a surprise for episode 1?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, what's the surprise?
I'm about to pull it out.
I remember that.
So I was shopping on eBay, right?
Okay.
And, hold on. Obviously, my boy's a Conor McGregor fan.
Yes, sir. Conor
so
McGregor.
I had to go shopping.
Conor McGregor is the all-time
And I picked
GOAT.
up The notorious Conor McGregor shirt for my boy.
Yo, look at this. I might have to put this on right now.
For myself?
Oh my god.
I'm going to be rocking next
Wait,
weekend.
let me guess. Oh.
Is he?
Oh my god, that's fire.
So,
yeah, check out the
we got some new
tees,
shirts
boys.
for the boys.
Where'd you get these from? Just eBay?
That's a UFC authentic as well.
No
This one's just like
way.
a copy, but
This is lit. Yo, I'm actually
I
gonna
think it
wear
still
this.
has the tag on it, actually.
This
I
is
don't
actually fire. This looks like the Proper 12 logo too. Yo.
Hell yeah.
Check this out.
Dude, I
guys.
saw that on eBay. I knew I had to cop it. Biggest
W's-
Conor fan I know.
Absolutely W surprise.
Yep.
W. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes,
Good
sir, bro.
fucking looks. This is,
So we're about to be rocking these next weekend, probably,
yes,
maybe.
sir.
I mean, I'm
Next-
definitely going to rock this because
Next
he's
episode,
fighting.
we're definitely wearing these.
And maybe I'll even hang it up back here.
Yeah, yo. Let's see if we can put them over here. That's fire. Oh, we're gonna put it on that side either. The notorious.
So, yeah. Got
Let's
a little
go.
background now, but figured I'd pick those up on eBay. They actually have a bunch of cool stuff on there. I saw like a John Jones banner.
Dude, I was literally thinking about copying some merch too. Like, I wanted to buy like an O'Malley hoodie from his website, but they're so expensive. But
Dude, I noticed like all like the new event shirts are just trash.
yeah, dude.
It's just like
Dana White's the biggest money grabber ever.
like these shirts were dope. Like this one.
No, like,
this
look
one's
at
like
that.
new.
No, because I like these, like, you know, like the UFC shirts, bro. They just have like UFC too, so it's like what?
Yeah.
It's like, or like even like the Nelk. I'm not throwing shots at Nelk, but like their shirts, man, they're not like it's not even. They don't even have like a logo or anything. It just says Nelk UFC. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, give this baby a wash. The wrinkles will come out.
Right.
And
Exactly.
be ready for fight night.
That's sick.
I don't know when Conor's about to fight, but we'll see.
This leads me into something else. UFC merch that we were just talking about. Guys, Dana White's the most money-hungry person ever. I was on the UFC
Yep.
store just looking to see what I can buy. They have like bobbleheads going for $100. Like no one's buying
Bruh.
them. On top of that, they don't even look like the fighter. And I may sound like a hater, but this dude's selling mats from certain UFC events. Like
Oh, I saw
you
that.
can go on like their website. Like it'll be like UFC 269 mat piece, and it's like a piece of the mat that's like this big. Like why would
Yeah,
anyone
that
buy
is.
that? And it's like $200. Like come on, Dana. But
The cool ones I did see is like the whole like sponsorship was cut out.
okay, that's the.
But those probably go for like a couple thousand
Exactly.
or something like that.
So I'm just saying,
It's
Dana
just
White,
crazy.
you're crazy.
And I think speaking of Dana White, it brings us to what everyone has been talking about, literally. Jake Paul versus Dana White. I mean,
It ties into so many things. You got Jake Paul calling out Dana White for not paying his fighters enough, and then recently Ngannou's been in
Yep,
some trouble with
exactly.
Dana White. And everyone seemed to have trouble with Dana White recently about paying their fighters. It was no secret that Dana White doesn't really pay his fighters that much, but it's just ridiculous now. People are actually calling him out. Like Francis Ngannou got $600,000 for his last fight for beating Cyril Gane. I think Tyson Fury made like $37 million or something crazy for fighting.
or even
Deontay
Canelo,
Wilder.
he got like 40 million
Canelo made like $40 million. So
for beating a nobody, I guess. That's what I heard. I didn't watch the fight, but
there's just statistic that I actually just recently posted on my TikTok. I'm actually gonna pull it up because
Yeah, pull it up.
Where is it? It shows like the percentages of wages that go to like the players and fighters in the sport compared to like what like
oh yeah,
Dana White
compared to like
takes.
NFL, NBA,
Right.
NHL, all that stuff. Like it is crazy the difference. Because I want to say it was like 1.8 million paid out to the fighters on
Okay.
the 270 card.
So percent of revenue paid to athletes. So MLB is actually at the highest. They give the revenue to 54% is to the players. For the NBA, it's 50%. NFL, 48%. Even Bellator MMA. Let's be honest. Not a lot of people watch that.
Nope.
Like,
No, I
some-
never
somebody
have.
might, but like, as just a UFC fan, like I'm not watching Bellator yet.
Nah.
No shade to it, but they don't even have any drug testing in place whatsoever. So like, you don't even know what you're watching really. But they pay their fighters 44.7% of their revenue. And then you see UFC, 16%. That's less, like,
Oh
even
my
if you
God.
double that, it doesn't even equal to what Bellator pays their fighters in terms of revenue. So that's just absurd. That should be at least like 40, right? I mean, it's not like that you have to copy other companies, but it just goes to, especially because UFC is on top right now. Like, it's getting more watches than like pretty much anything right now. If you look at what it's pulling in terms of numbers, like I think it like almost doubled Canelo. There was a fight. Canelo was fighting on the same card of
At the same night as Rose versus Zhang Weili.
yeah, and
That was 268, right?
yeah.
Usman,
I'm pretty sure
Covington.
UFC almost doubled it.
Yeah, I mean, even Dana White got caught watching that while Rose Namajunas fought Zhang Weili.
And
Remember that?
He admitted to not paying for it. Like, come on, that's absurd. We kind of went off on a little rant there, but either way, Jake Paul versus Dana White.
Yeah, I mean, the diss track came out. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch the music video, but I heard it. I was gonna use it for.
Yeah, I mean, he comes at Masvidal, Connor, Diaz.
Oh, he comes at everyone. Oh,
Dana.
Like, let us know. What do you guys think? Do you think Dana White needs to pay his fighters? Because here's what I think needs to happen. I think the minimum pay for fighters needs to be higher.
I think 50 grand's a pretty good number.
And I do think he needs to pay his champs a lot more. I think, like, I don't care how much pay-per-view you're bringing in. You should at least be making $1 million as champ. Like,
yeah, I mean, a quarterback's making that much per game. You know what I mean? They're playing 18 games a year. Like, what?
And I see a lot of people when I bring up, like, how Dana White's scamming his fighters. People say, do it. Go and make the UFC. Why? Why should it?
Yeah, everyone. No sense. That's like everyone's excuse. Go and make your own organization.
Okay,
it's
well,
like,
if I did make my own organization, I would pay my fighters more.
Exactly.
I'm not saying... I never said it wasn't hard to get started. I'm just saying, with the position Dana White's in now and the money he's making, like, he could pay his fighters a little bit more. I'm not saying he has to go and match Bellator and pay him 44% of the revenue, but it's got to be higher than 16%. But I don't know.
I mean, did you happen to see what Jake Paul did with the UFC's stock Endeavor?
What did he do? Did he buy
so basically, UFC is on the stock market as Endeavor. It's like their owner, and Jake Paul invested. He didn't say how much he invested, but he invested I would assume. I mean, he's Jake Paul. He made $40 million. At least probably $1 million into that, and he's trying to get into like holders meetings, where basically
he's trying to own part of the UFC.
Yeah, exactly. So he's trying to get into that kind of realm, and I think eventually he might be, instead of boxing, he'll be more in like the managing. Because did you just happen to see the Serrano numbers?
Promoter Paul.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's actually gonna be what Jake Paul's doing, guys, is absolutely brilliant. Honestly, he says he wants to go 10-0 in boxing, then maybe go to the PFL, fight it out a bit, but what Matt's saying here, he's on to something.
Yeah, I mean, even if like he wants to fight Canelo, I could beat Canelo. Even if he gets a fight with Canelo, like that's a W. That's sorry,
that is.
But it's a W, Jake Paul.
Let's be honest here. Let me know in the comments. You guys watch the Jake Paul fights. His fights are boring. Like,
yeah.
Like, you can't tell me every single fight we were watching wasn't boring until the knockout. I'm a huge boxing fan, huge fan of Jake Paul and what he's doing, but when he calls out someone like Canelo, just watch the fights. Even Amanda Serrano, his business partner that was fighting before Jake Paul, that fight...
That was rough.
I'm not going to lie. I better not watch, more than 1 minute of it.
12 rounds
but the boxing just looked so crisp, so clean. Their hooks, their defense, everything they were throwing looked so good. Then you went to the Jake Paul Woodley fight, people who don't really... let's be honest, guys.
That was just embarrassing.
That fight was boring until the knockout. So Jake Paul, Canelo, I think he's crazy, but he's doing it smart.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, he's doing it right. Obviously, boxing has kind of lost its traction as the years progressed. And I feel like UFC is probably getting a lot of the fans.
It is a lot bigger.
Let's say boxing back then is kind of like the UFC now.
UFC is huge.
Because you had, I feel like the stars now, like Usman, Izzy.
I know, right? They're so...
That could have been the last generations, like Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
People like that. So, I don't know. Boxing, who knows? Maybe Jake Paul will revive boxing, but for now, I'm honestly definitely less of a boxing fan than UFC, to be honest.
I mean, UFC is a real fight. Boxing's so one-dimensional. You fight with your two hands, and that's it. Pew, pew, pew. Let's be honest. In MMA, there's 8 points of contact. You got, what is it, your hand, left hand. You got your two knees, that's 4.
That's 4.
You got your two legs, that's 6. And then you got your two elbows, that's 8. So,
damn.
MMA is kind of crazy compared to just boxing.
Boxing
Boxing got pain, don't get me wrong, but I'm not saying it's so much easier, but bro, everyone's undefeated in boxing.
Exactly.
Everywhere you got Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Jake Paul. There's and I swear,
Teofimo Lopez.
How many freaking champions are there in boxing? I'll put up a freaking picture on the screen, bro. I swear there's over 30 boxing.
Do you want to know? I'll throw up the picture. Do you see Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor without their belts?
Dude, I'm
Jake Paul and Eddie.
I'm
Hearn.
Why is there so many belts? And someone help me. Honestly, I don't get it. I've tried to look it up. I don't understand. There's the IBF, the WBO, the WBC. I'm
yeah, there's so much with that.
And then on top of that, one person can hold them all. That makes no sense.
I feel like that kind of makes it harder to be a fan because it's
exactly. It's just
wait. I thought Tyson Fury had the title. Why are these guys fighting for
There's
heavyweight?
people called casuals, and like y'all might think we're casuals,
Yeah,
but then there's people like that. Imagine trying to watch boxing and you look up the champs and you see a list of 35 people. You're like, I don't even know who to watch. Like literally, UFC over here, or like MMA in general. Like you got the UFC, the PFL, Bellator. They don't have 17 belts in each category. They have the belt and then the intern belt, and the intern belt just shows who's fighting for the title next. It's not really the actual title. It's so simple. You look up UFC champions, you get just
get a list.
simple search. You see the pound for pound rankings, and it's just a lot easier to be a fan of UFC than it is for boxing. Boxing's absolutely everywhere, which I get. There's a lot more promotions, but it's just too much.
Yeah, it's definitely too much on like for belts and all that stuff. I mean, even like just to watch boxing, I feel like it's just not as like action packed as a UFC event. Because in boxing, it seems like it's always this
it's so
one
one-dimensional,
dude.
like I said.
Yeah, this one dude that you know he's undefeated, and then this other dude you've never heard of. It's like, okay, like obviously, Canelo's gonna win against. I've never heard of the other dude. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's happened when I was watching Canelo on multiple occasions.
That other dude gets paid $17 million.
Yeah, exactly. He's getting paid more than the last three
no hate
UFC
against
cards
Canelo's
combined.
last fighter. Okay, we don't follow boxing. All right?
Yeah. Segment.
Future of the UFC. What fights are there to make? Predictions throughout 2022. Who's going to be the champions by the end? Just fights that should happen. Dream fights. So.
And I think what I like about like having a TikTok account is there's so many different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like someone will say like I'll just post like a Khamzat Chimaev video. There's so many people supportive, but there's also so many people against it.
Oh, I freaking hate him.
And I don't know. I feel like he is.
That's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna fight Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert, I'm not gonna lie. That's like a huge step up. Like that's like.
It is, yeah.
Because once he fights Gilbert, he's only like a fight away from like a title shot. Honestly,
I saw some predictions. If he beats Gilbert, fights Covington.
Or winner of Covington Masvidal.
Yeah, winner of Covington Masvidal, which I think Covington for that. To be honest.
Yeah. Quick little sidestep. Covington Masvidal, let us know who you got. I got Covington. I just think he's more well-rounded. I think Masvidal fights worse under the pressure of the threat of a takedown, if that makes sense. You saw Usman versus Masvidal. So who do you think is going to win in a street fight, Masvidal or Usman? You're going to say Masvidal because that's what he's done his whole life. He's a boxer. He's a street Judas, literally.
Exactly.
Like, but what you saw in both their fights, well, in the first fight he just got absolutely mauled. Or not really mauled, he just got dominated. Pushed against the cage. It wasn't really an entertaining fight.
Yeah, it was still the distance, right?
Yeah, he just got dominated. But in the second fight, this dude was just laughing, hands down, just doing stupid stuff against Usman. And as soon as he got a little bit comfortable, he went to go through that check left hook to prevent the takedown, and Usman came over the top of the right, and he just slapped him easily. And Masvidal's never been knocked out before, and he's got like some crazy record. He's fought like 54 times professionally in MMA, and he's literally just got slapped that easy.
Dude, every time I watch that clip, it's just like, why are you taunting, bro?
Literally, and you see the whole
3 seconds
fight.
later,
bang. I like Masvidal. Like, he's clearly a better striker than Usman. But literally the whole fight, he just got dominated, and I think the same thing's going to happen with Colby. And if Colby wants to, he'll take it to the ground, but I honestly don't even think he's going to have to.
Yeah, man, I feel like Colby and Usman was definitely closer than it kind of looked. Like how the media portrayed it, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it went the distance.
You look at it, you just
especially
see,
the second fight. That is,
you see Colby got dropped twice. You're like, oh, it was close. So Colby got dropped. Usman won. Colby arguably almost won 3 of those rounds, but like, yeah, I can see.
He thinks he won 3 of those rounds.
Exactly.
Too,
I see how Usman lost, but Usman won. But you gotta give Colby Colby's not out. You can't count him out. It's kind of like Volkanovski versus Holloway. Like, Holloway lost twice, but is he really out of the title talk? Not at all. Unlike Masvidal, on the other hand, he's kind of like, if he doesn't win this fight against Covington, like, his career might be over. Like, Masvidal can lose Colby can lose this fight and be fine. If Masvidal loses this fight, it's career hurting.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what would even be next for Masvidal after this? Because, I feel like Leon Edwards also has to play a role in, like, this whole division. You know what I mean?
See,
he's been kind of getting left out.
I wish that fight happened. I think Leon gets the next title shot.
Possibly,
I think I heard that.
So maybe we'll say Gilbert versus Khamzat, Covington, Masvidal, obviously.
I don't know. Do you give that a title shot, or do you give Gilbert Hazmat? Or I feel like that's you give the winner of Gilbert Hazmat versus, and then the winner of Masvidal Covington, and then give a title shot, and then you give Usman time off after the Leon fight or whoever.
I mean, I just feel like even like Dana White wouldn't want Covington Usman again this soon at least.
That's why like you got to get that other fight in place. You can't just give him a title shot after Masvidal. Maybe winner of Burns first.
Yeah, I mean, if Khamzat and Kobe fought for a title fight, I mean, obviously somehow Leon Edwards would work into that. I'm just obviously not sure how.
Who was Hazmat's last fight? Was it the Korean Zombie?
I think it was, yeah.
He just picked him up, mauled him, brought him over to Dana White.
Yeah, I think it was. And yeah, but did you happen to see the news with the Volkanovski freaking
Holloway?
Yeah,
I heard Holloway's now a backup fighter for his own fight.
Exactly.
Like, come on, UFC.
Who was Volkanovski fighting again? I really can't think of the name.
I think he might be fighting the Korean Zombie. Wait.
So who did Khamzat beat?
Guys, I'm sorry, I don't know the difference between the Korean Zombie and the other dude.
I'm about to just search Khamzat Chimaev's fights real quick.
Yeah.
So, guys, we were wrong. It's not the Korean Zombie that Khamzat fought. He fought Li Jingliang.
They're both Korean Zombies, man. What can we say?
Yeah. But speaking of Korean Zombie, obviously, he's fighting Volkanovski for the title.
Yeah, he actually replaced... So Max Holloway pulled out like a month ago. Wasn't cleared to fight. So...
And now he's back. So he's the backup fighter for his original fight.
Like,
which
come on.
a lot of people are saying that the Korean Zombie should just, like, step down.
He should.
Respectfully. Because... I don't think he deserves it. I mean,
and he's gonna get
I think Max deserves it. The fans deserve to see this.
But at the end
trilogy,
of the day,
you know what I mean?
If Korean Zombie doesn't pull out, I wouldn't be that mad because at the end of the day, it's UFC's fault. Like, how impatient are they?
Yeah.
Like Max Holloway could literally had time just to like pull out and come back. Which respect to Holloway, he does pull out of his fights when needed. Like he doesn't fight unless he's 100% cleared to fight. Unlike a lot of people, you see a lot of fighters get slack for not fighting with an injury. Like Tommy Fury, when he pulled out of that fight, or Masvidal, like people are like, wow, like why wouldn't they fight? You got to fight through it.
Yeah.
Like bro, like pull out.
If you got an injury, you got an injury.
Exactly. So no shame in Holloway pulling out.
No shame in that. Definitely is kind of. I feel like it'd be cool if the Korean Zombie stepped down to let Max fight, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it's a title shot. That's what you work for in the UFC. Yeah. So the lightweight division, we have obviously the title fight coming up. Aloe, Vera, and Gaethje, which is May, I believe, May 7th. And there is actually talks of it being in Brazil, which...
I don't know who to go with on this fight.
Me neither. I think we might have to just save our predictions for May, but we could probably give like an early one.
I'll give my early thoughts. I'm not going to give a prediction yet.
Yeah.
But, so, this is like, some MMA math kind of correlates into this. You got... A lot of people say Gaethje obviously knocks people out, hits harder than Michael Chandler, obviously, right? But you saw their fight. In 3 rounds, Justin Gaethje wasn't able to knock out Chandler. And then you see Oliveira was able to easily knock out Michael Chandler in the 2nd round with a left hook. So it's like, is Gaethje going to be able to actually knock out Oliveira? If Oliveira knocked out Chandler and Gaethje couldn't knock out Chandler, it's kind of crazy, like... Because everyone was saying, like, Justin Gaethje is just going to knock him out. But, like, knowing that he couldn't knock out Chandler, is he going to be able to knock out Oliveira?
Like, especially after seeing that Chandler-Oliveira fight, I feel like we don't know, like, Oliveira's full potential, like what he can do if it's a stand-up fight the whole 5 rounds, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because I feel like Gaethje might try to keep it on feet.
Oh, for sure.
Rather than...
For sure.
Bring it to the ground because he knows what will happen if he brings it to the ground.
This is a crazy fact. Charles Oliveira is the only champion in the UFC right now to have not entered the championship rounds. 4 and 5. That's wild. He's never won.
That is crazy.
Whether he lost or won, he's never went to round 4 or 5.
But then, obviously, with the lightweight division, we got Dustin. I feel like he's gonna be trying to go for more like money fights. I mean, there's Nate Diaz talks, which is. Yeah. I mean, I would watch, but it's not like hype. I mean, it is kind of hype, but it's not like...
Yeah, Dustin...
Doesn't mean anything.
I don't think he drops back down to lightweight. He said it himself, he doesn't want to cut weight, and he's naturally, 180, so he's probably going to... I wouldn't be surprised if he fights Nate Diaz at welterweight, maybe fights Colby, and maybe gets a... Oh my god, if he beats Colby, gets a title shot?
That'd be insane.
Except, here's the thing, I don't think Dustin's beating Usman. I don't even think Dustin's beating Colby. That's just maybe.
Yeah, probably not. I mean,
maybe Dustin should go on and fight Nate Diaz, and then fight McGregor for the return. Which brings us to McGregor.
Exactly.
What should McGregor do next? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. I mean,
there's so many people he could fight. Chandler, Tony Ferg, Nate Diaz.
Yep.
Poirier. Oliveira, which that's a reach. Like, the last two are a reach.
It's a reach, but I could definitely see like them doing that.
And Poirier is a reach. Like, Oliveira, more of a reach. Poirier, like, okay, like, probably shouldn't, but, like, people would probably be upset. But, like, I wouldn't be, like, as a McGregor fan, you see, like,
yeah, we got
I want to see McGregor go and take the freaking belt back off Oliveira's carcass.
Yeah, I mean, that would obviously be insane to watch. And I feel like if Oliveira will probably beat Gaethje. I feel like the UFC could do some tricky stuff like that and just insert counter right into the title. I mean,
it's weird because the lightweight division is so stacked.
It is.
Like that, people come
from bottom to top. It
like
is
you
just
see, like
stacked.
Justin Gaethje, who literally just lost to Khabib like 2 fights ago, literally is getting a title shot because this division is just so good that like the champions are losing. Like you see Charles Oliveira, he's on like a crazy win streak right now, but like it wasn't an easy ride to get there. He's not just undefeated. He lost to Tony Ferguson, Paul Felder. It's just a stacked division, and I feel like this title's just gonna keep bouncing around until Islam gets hold of it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Oh my gosh, I like forgot about Islam for a second. He is just like a menace. I mean, he's fighting Beneil Dariush soon. I want to say this month, February.
The thing about Islam is I think he's a lot more beatable than Khabib. He's still very good, but have you ever seen Khabib get taken down? No. Have you seen Khabib get knocked out? No. I've seen Islam get taken down. I've seen him get submission attempted upon, and then he's also got knocked the fuck out. So like,
I mean, I feel like if Islam wins, it's definitely title shot deserving. I mean, he just climbed up the rankings.
It's so
Dan Hooker, I've absolutely destroyed Dan Hooker, and now Beneil. If he gets through Beneil, I feel like he's got a pretty good shot at fighting the winner of Gaethje Oliveira. I mean, because obviously Chandler, he has the name Michael Chandler, but Chandler has to win. That's the thing. Chandler's
a freaking.
It's a must win, especially if him versus Ferguson. It's a must.
If he wants to stay in title talks and like all that, like
yeah,
he's gonna need to win this fight. And he's calling out McGregor, which is.
It's obviously a big money fight too, for like a majority of that.
Oh no,
but I mean, even at the bottom of the lightweight, have you seen any? Obviously, Rafael Fiziev versus Rafael dos Anjos. You seen any of that? Rafael Fiziev. He had, because I watched him on the last fight night. It was
who's that new fighter, the Nurmagomedov guy?
Oh, Said Nurmagomedov. Saeed, not Said.
Said or Saeed?
I want to say he's middleweight though.
Is he middleweight? Oh,
he's not. I don't think he's.
I thought he was lightweight.
Well, he might be lightweight.
Dude, I don't know, but the Nurmagomedov.
I don't know. We'll put it up on the screen, but
guys,
Said Nurmagomedov is looking like a demon, especially after the last fight.
That crazy win. He went for like a spinning
I think he beat like
sidekick.
Corey or Cody Statham was.
Yeah, the guy caught he went for a spinning like body kick and he caught his leg and he was just like, all right, I'll submit you then. It was
yeah, I mean, if your last name has Nurmagomedov in it, like you're cracked at UFC and MMA.
Literally
you're cracked.
And that's not even like trying to be like any type of like.
Yeah, it's just like
let's truthfully, the Russians, the Dagestanians, they're just insane at wrestling. Like, even Kevin Holland, when he got destroyed by Derek Brunson, I believe it was, he literally hit up Khabib and literally trains at his camp now, and he's better. The Dagestanians are crazy at what they do, dude. They're taking over the UFC. You're gonna see Islam, what's his name? Hazmat. They're all taking over, dude. They're taking over.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Islam, Hamzat, I guess Saeed. He's probably got a while, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be an exciting year, that's for sure. I mean, we're kind of just getting off like the off season.
What do we got? So there's UFC 2. What's after UFC 271? Does UFC 272 playing? I don't know if it is.
I'm honestly not sure what 272 is.
Oh wait, maybe that's Covington.
That
might be Peter Yan.
No, because that's in April.
What is it
Let
like?
me do a quick search for 272.
Wait, dude, we're about to have so many cards to watch, yo.
It is. So that's Covington, Masvidal. Bryce Mitchell's back on the co-main
Bryce Mitchell
against
he's like-
Edson Barboza.
I don't know if you guys ever seen the clip of Bryce Mitchell where he's
Oh
like,
my god.
why is your nickname Thug Nasty? He's like, I don't know. I forgot what he said. He's like, because I'm straight thug.
We'll put it on the screen.
He's like, man, you ain't seen me out in the streets.
We got Kevin Holland versus Alex Oliveira.
Oh, wait, this is about to be a crazy
That's actually
card.
a pretty good one for. I think that might have some like
Guys,
contender talks.
We have a
but-
crazy, crazy year coming up.
and then Greg Hardy.
Is what we're trying to say.
Oh my
Excuse me.
god. But that's gonna be hype. So
You guys, stay tuned.
yeah, stick with us this year. We're gonna be on the grind, obviously, and we'll have a lot more stuff coming out, obviously, every week. And if you guys want to subscribe and join the ride, like this isn't just like a one-time podcast, one-time thing. Like
Right. New episodes every single.
every single week,
We don't know yet. We're not sure what day.
whatever day this comes up is the day that we're gonna be doing it.
Probably gonna be exactly. Probably gonna be a Monday or a Wednesday.
Yeah, they're Monday or Wednesday, and then daily clips.
Daily clips.
TikTok, YouTube,
Follow us on
Instagram.
TikTok. Official Fight Geek TikTok. We're gonna pop it up on the screen right here, nice and big for you. Fight Geek MMA.
Link in the descriptions
Let's
to
go.
everything.
We're gonna. By the time this is up, hopefully we have a YouTube in place, and
We can honestly make it right now,
literally
right on this laptop.
we probably should. We probably should just get it. We're about to make the YouTube as soon as this video stops. But this was our first episode. Let us
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
Let us know if there was anything we could do better. If there was any mic issues.
yeah, give us some criticism,
Just let us know.
and hope you guys enjoyed the first podcast. And
That's it. I think that's
yeah,
it.
I think that's it. Good shit, my boy.
Let's go. Episode 1.